What's good, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in once again to another episode of OG Suicide in the Building. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and don't forget June 25th, Let It Out Loved One live show. Let It Out Loved One t-shirts available today. Hit me up, get your t-shirts. And also, OG Suicide in the Building t-shirts at ogsuicideinthebuilding.com. And shout out to my family, to my folks, Mixing Brand. Today, I got my peoples in the building, man. We gonna get it in, man, and have a good conversation. My folks, my family. Mooky, what up?
Man, what up? It's a pleasure being here with you today.
Oh, yeah, likewise, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here, man.
Of course.
What's been up? What's been going on, man? Talk to us.
Just staying busy, restless.
But restless is a good thing.
It is. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Consistency is key.
Oh, yeah, mandatory.
I got a family that depend on me, you know what I'm saying? My kids look up to me. So, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a blessing to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Just even on this caliber. I mean, you made that happen, Unc. I appreciate that.
Man, not a problem.
Yeah.
You know me. I always try to, do what I can, man. Look out for my peoples. That's mandatory, man.
That part.
Man, everybody that's tuned in, for the audience, man, tell them, where you was born and raised.
Okay, so I was born actually in the Bay Area, California. You know what I'm saying? Part of my life, you know what I'm saying, is Los Angeles, California, of course. Everybody know that, you know what I'm saying? And I spent a lot of time in Portland, Oregon, too. So, kind of been just a little bit everywhere. Earth is my turf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been traveling, getting around, moving around, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what was life like, man, growing up in the Bay, though?
Man, you know what? I was just born there. I lived out there for maybe 3-4 years. I don't claim it, you know what I'm saying, because, that'd be fraudulent. I wasn't raised there, but it's that is still a part of my culture and my history, where I came from. My dad is actually born and raised there. He from East Oakland, California.
Okay.
He grew up in the Ville, in the projects.
Okay.
He ended up joining the military, and he met my mom overseas, actually, in Europe. In Germany. She was a refugee from Eritrea.
Is that right?
My mom Eritrean, so I'm half Eritrean.
Okay.
So he met her, brought her back to California, and the star was born, man. That's how that happened.
That's how that happened. Okay.
that's how that happened.
Okay. Well, I mean,
First
life,
generation.
Growing up in Los Angeles, man, how was it for you?
I know you can relate to that too.
Man, though.
We both come from different sides, but it's kind of like the same thing that's on the opposite foot. It's just like you live and you learn. Every single day is a jungle. It's an obstacle that you got to get through.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't understand it unless they're really from it.
Yeah.
It's a different world out here. A lot of people would look at us, and imitate us and everything, but don't really know the fundamentals behind it.
Like a lifestyle.
It's survival. Every day is survival.
Yes.
It's survival. And I'm afraid for my children to grow up in this, so I'm really trying to take that step, you know what I'm saying, and just lead by example.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
I got no other option.
No, none.
I got no other option.
So life, man, with Pops being in the military, man, did
Correct.
you ever live on the base or?
I did actually, yeah.
Okay.
So, I lived in Germany for 2 years.
How was that? How old were you?
I barely remember it. I was only 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. You don't remember that?
maybe 3. I'm saying, 'cause so as soon as they had me in California, he actually getting stationed back up in Stuttgart, excuse me. And then we stayed up there on the base, but I don't remember any of it. I was a baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what about when you grew up in Los Angeles for sure, and Pops was still in the military?
He actually retired by that time.
Oh, he had retired by that time. Okay.
Yeah, so actually, I grew up in Portland too. You know what I mean? So I got best of both worlds.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I went to school in Portland. I bounced around back and forth. It was really unstable because my father and my mother, they was having a hard time.
Okay.
Middle age, I say about my early teens. So I would bounce around a lot. Whenever they wouldn't get along, I would have to move. So it's just
So you stayed with your mom or your dad?
Right, exactly. It's one of them types.
No, I'm saying who did you stay with? Your mom or your dad?
My father. He was
Okay.
actually more what do you say, financially stable. My mom
Okay.
My mom was a foreigner, so all she had was just a little bit of family that she had in that area.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she really couldn't take care of us like that, but she tried though. You know what I mean? I give her that credit. My mother is a beautiful woman.
She did her best.
Yeah.
That's cool. She did her best. Okay.
Exactly.
And got to give her that. And school in Portland, what grade was you in? What school?
I did let's see. When I first moved out there, I did 6th grade out there.
Okay.
I remember that. And then I probably did like 6th to 7th, and then I moved back to LA.
Okay.
Came back, you know what I'm saying? And then I tried high school like my sophomore year at Madison High School. Got kicked out, and I dropped out all of my years of high school, and I came back out this way.
Okay.
And then I just did some homeschooling, but I still got my high school diploma though.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
you got that certificate.
Yeah, I did that, but I still got in trouble. The city of Compton.
Oh yeah, Mando. Then school in Portland though, was it different compared to?
Of course.
I know school is school, but was it different compared to out here? Big difference.
Of course, because out there, it's still the West Coast, but it's more up north. You know what I mean? So, a lot of the gangs that we have out here, they have out there, but it's not like the same. You know what I mean? So I was still trying to understand why they was doing it. I mean, especially coming from a place that originated it. But I respected it though. I mean, just like any other state you go to.
Yeah.
We kind of consider them our relatives, our cousins. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's like, I bet. But I feel like they had to be more aggressive. They had to show and prove more. But it's like, for what? You don't even know the history behind it sometimes. I'm saying you got some real ones, but it's just like, at that age, come on, who's going to really know the fundamentals and like the basics of it and the foundation of it?
True.
I knew that at that age already. You know what I mean? So it's just like, all right, bet.
It
So
is what it is.
It kind of turned me into an introvert over time. Like I like being by myself.
Okay.
Because I was already more advanced at that time. You feel me?
So you didn't socialize a lot.
I did, but it's just like I know who to stay away from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You knew what was what and what wasn't.
Exactly.
Okay. What got you into music?
My pops, my father. Well, my mother too.
Okay.
Growing up, my mother, she's fresh out of Eritrea. She was a refugee. So she didn't know anything about American hip hop like that. So my father introduced her to a lot of NWA, MC Hammer back in the days. I remember I got my ass whooped one time. Actually, we was off of Telegraph Ave in North Oakland because that's the Eritrean community over there, a lot of restaurants and whatnot. So I remember we left the restaurant and my pops was playing that "Oh Town" from MC Hammer, and then I started cussing to it. Man, he pulled over the car right in the middle of the
Wore
traffic.
you out?
Man. Yeah, man, he pulled me out and embarrassed me in front of everybody, man. I'm saying, but that right there, like, I love hip hop. It's aggressive. This is my type of nature.
So you was willing to take a whooping for it, huh?
On me.
Okay.
On me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then from there, what you just pretty much you wanted to get into music, like to become an artist. What got you into that mode? Like who was artists you looked up to or music you listened to that said, you know what, I could do this?
As crazy as it sounds, Bob Marley.
Okay.
It wasn't even hip hop.
But that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm Eritrean. The Eritrean and Ethiopian culture is kind of similar to Rastafarian culture.
Mm-hmm.
We take a lot of similar traits. Actually, the Rastafarians got it from us. They praise Haile Selassie and everything. And much respect to Jamaica and all that. But it's just the metaphors behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And the history behind Bob Marley words, because like he uses a lot of metaphors, and he got that type of music. You're gonna have to think about it. You got to replay that. Like, hold on, that was a bar, but back then that was a bar. You know what I mean? Like he would say certain things and make you think about it. You know what I mean? So it's like I got that. My father put me up on that.
And he knew about the struggle too, Bob Marley. They come from
Of course. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And then like my first album that actually I had ever was Bone Thugs and Harmony, East 1999 Eternal. Because my pops was a big Eazy-E fan. You know what I mean? So I remember, Bone Thugs was his proteges. So it's like, all right, I'm in that generation now. You know what I mean? So my pops was like, I'm going to put you on to this. I'm going to put you hip to this. He bought me that first album. I was hooked. And then I memorized all the albums by heart. I still know it to this day. To this day, bruh. To this day. Even Mo Thugs, all that. A lot of people don't even know about Mo Thugs. If you're a big Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, you're going to know about Mo Thugs. Because that was the branch off of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
For real.
Yeah,
sure
the family
was.
scriptures 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when did you first start like writing?
Writing about that same time.
Around that same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
I started experimenting. I never really took it seriously. I was only like 8 years old.
Okay.
Like 8 or 9. I really started taking rap seriously recently, like about the time I met you, man, about like 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about like 8 years ago.
Okay.
And I just got hooked. I was like, I could really do something with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got the blueprint for it. I know what to do. I know what needs to be done. I'm a listener. I like to listen to people. I like to absorb knowledge, especially with people that's also doing better than me. I like to surround myself around people that's doing better than me. That's the only way you're gonna learn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I can't be no crash test dummy, bro.
For what? Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you want to be?
Nah.
Know what you want to be. Okay, you started doing music. Let's say 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You officially dove into the music.
Correct.
Okay, then since then, you know what have you been doing?
Man, taking care of my kids' life done hit me drastically. I mean, you know, within these last like 5 years, it's been hectic. It's been hectic. Like I've lost my life, came back, I revived. You know, I got high blood pressure and stuff too. I mean, you know, pops passed, my mom's sick now, so we dealing with that at the same time. Oh, and I'm going through a divorce too. You know what I mean, so it's like I'm dealing with all this at the same time, while still trying to uplift my rap career independently of my own money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, bro. It's stressful, but you know what? I can't complain because I love it. I get a thrill out of it because the more pressure I get, you know what I'm saying, you know, the more ammo
you get from it.
I get from it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How was fatherhood for you? How was that life for you?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. I wasn't always the best father at first. I was still running the streets.
Okay.
You know, it took a couple hard lessons for me to really realize and sit my ass down and be like, you know, it's time to buckle up. It's time to tighten up.
Okay.
You know, I'd be fake if I said I was the best father ever in the beginning. But now, I'm so proud of myself. My kids that got to me, they want to be just like me, man.
Okay.
For real. You know, yeah.
That's good.
I love it. I mean, and this is the reason why I'm going as hard as I am now. It's because of my children.
Okay.
I have nothing else to fall back on. I don't have parents to fall back on. They do. They got me. So all they have is me. So I have no other option but to keep striving, to keep going. I can't fail myself. I mean, because if I lose myself, they lose themselves.
Yes.
You know, these are our children. These are the next generation. These are going to be our future presidents, lawyers, firefighters. I mean, all of the above. We got to make sure their head is right.
Yes.
You know, and keep them away from the things that we was accustomed to in a negative way.
Yes. Make sure they stay positive.
Correct.
Get an education.
Right.
Do it the right way.
Exactly.
Don't follow in the same footsteps.
Yeah.
You know, that's good. Yeah. That's definitely good, man.
Right.
What you got out right now as far as music?
I got a lot of content out. I dropped a project I say like about a year and a half ago. It was called Old Ways.
Okay.
Dropped that. A lot of my videos actually happen to be on BT and MTV. Hey, shout out to you, man. For real.
Oh, yeah, it's all good.
Man, no, for real, man. Like, you a blessing to my life, man. You know what I'm saying? No, like, you a good brother. And I, you know, one thing I noticed about you, too, you like to see your brothers win, bro.
I have to. I
You know what
love
I'm
to,
saying?
man. I love
Like-
to see everybody win. Like, what's the point?
Man,
it's enough for everybody.
Yeah, from young to present, you know, and then you don't watch my growth and everything. So, you know, you done seen a lot of things that I've done independently on my own.
Yes.
On my own dime. You know, so besides that Always project, I got another project getting ready to drop. I actually got an EP. I got a 5-track EP, and then I'm almost done with my mixtape, which got like 16 songs on it.
Okay.
So which I've done within like the last, I say, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out in New York. I lived in New York for like 6 months. I just came back out to the West, like I say, 3 months ago.
Okay.
You know, so that was a good experience. It got me a lot more lyrically inclined too.
Yeah.
That's the birth of hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the birth of hip hop. Like, that's the mecca of hip hop.
Yeah.
We the mecca against the rap.
Mandatory.
But that's the mecca of hip hop. You know, so it's like, all right, this is new, and just seeing how much passion they got for this.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that it came from there. You know what I mean? Just because of the passion that they have for it. Just the wordplay, you know what I mean? Just the culture itself, you know what I mean? You know, the four-wheelers, the dirt bikes, and all that. Like, okay, I get what DMX was on.
Yes.
I get it now. Like, I had to just be there to witness that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You
And
know,
he was there for 6 months.
yeah, and just witnessing, I'm saying, walking through the projects and everything. I actually did my birthday party out on the Bronx, in the South Bronx in French Montana hood, off of East Tremont. You know, a lot of the Coke boys came out for me and everything. They threw me a big old party. It was love.
Okay.
It was love.
Tell us, give us a breakdown, the album Always.
Always. Okay, so I was going through a downward spiral while I was actually doing it. You know, like I said, I was dying in the hospital. Actually, I died in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? You know,
From what?
I had kidney failure and heart failure at the same time.
Ooh.
I actually had stage 3 or going on stage 4 kidney failure. Because I was hereditarily, I got high blood pressure. So I wasn't treating it. and I've been having it ever since I was 16.
Mm.
So me being a knucklehead and a hard-headed person I was, and stubborn and naive, you know what I mean? You know, I didn't take into consideration they could really affect me in a long way. And it took a toll on me. Still taking a toll on me to this day, but you know, like I got it balanced. But around that time, I was just really stressed, you know. My father passing away. I was still trying to tour, getting out the hospital. And it's just like, bro, like I'm really starting to go back and slip back into my old ways. Like I don't give, can I cuss on here?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. Let's just
Okay, but I don't care though. Now I'm saying like I don't care type of mentality. You know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of it came from my heart. A lot of that project came from my heart. And my grandmother passing away too. While I was finished, like I just got done with the Always album. I had to add one more track in. And I actually did that the same night my grandmother passed away. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like everything.
What's the name of that song?
Back to back. It's called Always. The song is called Always.
That song, okay.
That song is called Always.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And you named the whole project off of that?
Correct.
Okay. What's a few of the other records off of that particular album?
Swag Ain't Dead, featuring my brother Echo the Savage.
Okay.
Really nice singer. He actually reminds me of like a Post Malone, man. He just, his voice, man, is legendary. You know what I mean? You know, he's just a diamond in the rough, man. He's just waiting to get blown up. Like it's gonna happen. I can feel it. I already know.
Okay.
Like you know when you know talent, like you hear it, like you know what's going to happen already before it happens.
Yes.
You just gotta be in the right room.
That's it.
That's it.
That plays a big part.
Yeah.
You know, being in the right place at the right time.
So me, I took into consideration. I wouldn't make the executive decision. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna throw you on BT with me. Like you need that shine. I'm not a selfish dude. You know what I mean?
That's good.
You know, like if we grinding with each other, we working with each other, bro. We eating with each other at the end of the day. A lot of people don't have that mentality. Everybody's like, it's me. That right there, that mentality is gonna set you back in life because then everybody's gonna start seeing you only for yourself. You're not even trustworthy anymore.
For real.
For real.
Definitely. What's a few of the other records that's on the project?
I got we got Swag Ain't Dead. We got Cash Money featuring my boy Trap Fries out there in Chicago. Shout out to Trap Fries. Matter of fact, he threw me on the song with Lil Baby right after we did that track, which is still unreleased. We're just waiting for it to get cleared right now.
Okay.
Yeah. What else do we got on that track, man? On that record, 100 Nights. We shot that actually back out in Compton.
What's that? What's that about? 100 Nights.
100 Nights is basically about that whole year wrapped up in one.
Okay.
And there's no hook on that either. I'm just going in. You know, kind of just like my ups and lows in life, you know, and how like I'm never letting anything get to me. Regardless of my situation, I got to stay strong. I got no other option to. Like I said, all I have is myself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You know.
What about you have siblings?
I got, there's 5 of us brothers. So one of my brothers is actually doing life in prison right now. The other 3, I think one of them's in Canada somewhere, Toronto. I ain't saw him in over like 20 years. He's actually my half brother though, so he's full Eritrean. On my mom's side.
Okay.
So I got 2 more other brothers. One of them actually, he was just living out there, it's way in the valley somewhere, but he just moved back out to Portland. My other brother, Benny, he lives in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? You know, but all 3 of us are really close. We the ones that grew up with each other. You know what I mean? Just like the full brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because we got the 2 half brothers, but like just us on the black side of the family, yeah, like we tight.
Okay.
We tight, man.
Okay.
We tight. We tight.
What would you say is your deepest record on that album? Because I know Always you did, you know, when you say your grandmother passed. So I know that one's definitely, you know, a deep one because it going back into your old ways. But what would you say is one of your deepest records on that album?
This is it, Suffering in Silence.
Suffering in Silence, okay. Suffering and just not even speaking on it. Tell us about it. Tell us about that record.
It's basically about like, you know, just having like suicidal thoughts, you know what I mean? You know, which is natural, you know what I mean? You know, these days. You know,
you don't still have them though, right?
No.
Okay, that's good. Because you know you can always call me.
Yeah. But like I used to go through that a lot, you know what I'm saying? You know, just because of abandonment issues and everything, like I said, when my mom and my pops was going through that thing, you know, that kind of messed me up.
A lot of stress.
Yeah, you know, and just like, it just been back to back ever since then.
Okay.
Ever since then, you know what I'm saying? You know, even when my situation just happened last year, you know, just in and out of jail, you know, still trying to make ends meet. Wouldn't nobody ever know because, like, I'm the type of dude, I work 6 months in advance, and I do that on purpose because I've learned from my lessons. Always stay ahead of the game. Have enough content to last you just in case something happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get out, you still be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's how that panned out.
Okay, then Suffer in Silence. Break that down a little bit for us.
Basically, it's more like a mental health song.
Mm.
You know, just seeing everything that's been happening in front of my eyes, siblings being passed away, you know, and having to like hold my tongue so I don't look weak.
Why would you look weak?
I mean,
Speaking on your issues, or your problems?
Problems, yeah, because, you know,
You're
a lot
never
of people,
weak, though. You know that, right?
of course not.
Okay.
Of course not. Yeah, I punch somebody in their mouth. You know what I mean?
No, not even on the point of punching nobody in their mouth. Just you speaking on things that you go through is definitely not a sign of you being weak.
Right.
It's better that you express it and let it out than you just sit there and suffer in silence and keep it built up on the inside of you. Anytime you going through something, or, you know, there's got to be somebody in your life that you can talk to, that you can vent to, that you can express yourself to, that I never look down on you. And that's my whole point of my show, you know, based on mental health.
Correct.
You know, this is a safe place. People can talk about whatever it is that they want to express off themselves. I'll never look down on nobody. Yeah. So just always know, you know what I mean? Unc right here, you can always hit me. Appreciate you know, you going through something, and don't ever forget that.
Appreciate that. You know, it's just it's been on and off. It's been a battle. You know, I can't front about that. It's just that, you know, especially being in this industry, people will use your weakness against you. I'm not gonna say that's not even a weakness, like you just said, but like people would take that as a weakness and try to use it against you. And
it's not, because you've been through a struggle.
I'm not fake though, know what I mean? So it's like I don't care what anybody got to say about me. You know what I mean? Because like, man, put yourself in my shoes. A lot of people are being faulty. And they have. That's why, like, you know, you got to consider yourself one of the last of Mohicans. You still going.
Mando.
Is they on No Jumper?
Mando.
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. You mentioned another project that you dropped after the Old Ways.
No, I'm going to drop.
You're going to drop.
I'm actually in the midst of that now, so I'm working on 2 projects at the same time.
What's the next single? What's the first single off of that project that you haven't released yet?
I'm actually shooting a video to it right now while we're speaking.
Okay.
I don't even have a name for it, to be honest with you.
No? For the song? And you just shooting a video?
It's fresh.
What you gonna call it?
It's fresh. I don't know. I'm about to figure that out tonight. I mean, it's fresh. It's super fresh. I just recorded it like 2 days ago. But
call it I Don't Know.
That's smart.
But you don't know.
I sampled actually the Isley Brothers. So, you know, Ice Cube sampled That Good Day from the Isley Brothers. Yeah, so I kind of did a flip on that.
Today was a good day?
Yeah, I did a flip on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a flip on that. And then I got another one that I did. It's called Drill. And this kind of like being in New York kind of inspired me because I got a whole different sound out there, like the drill beats and everything, that New York drill sound.
Okay.
So I ripped that up. That's probably one of my favorite songs I've ever done with the wordplay and everything. Yeah, 'cause I never even heard myself come off like that. Like, it's just like God just put his hand on my brain, like, this is what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? I'm like, good looking, G.
That's tight.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah, I ripped that up. So I think that's going to be the next single right there.
Okay.
You know, so it's kind of have like, you know, I got that West sound and then I come back with something like that and just hit them over the head with it because wasn't nobody even expect me to come off like that.
Okay.
You know, it's like, I'm not switching up. I'm just experimenting right now. I'm in a time of my life where I'm experimenting a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently, probably a couple months ago, I did a feature for an artist, and it was on a drill beat. And
that's what's up.
It was A1.
You got to send me that, huh?
It's hard.
You got to send me that.
I murdered it.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I murdered it.
I bet you did.
He went back to, you know, change his verse up a little bit. I'm like, don't do that.
Oh, he did one of those?
You ain't got to do that. Just you doing you, I'm doing me.
That part.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, just being me. But it was different because when we played it in the studio, you know, drill beat is totally different than what I'm used to. But I was like, you know,
there's a lot of things going on in the drill beat.
Yeah, a lot.
There's a whole lot of
but see, I found a certain piece in there, like, you know what, I'm a jet ski over this right here.
Yeah. Because you can use a lot of wordplay with those type of beats too.
Oh yeah,
that's what I love about them. They give you a lot of space to do that.
A lot. Yeah, because you got to put a lot of words in there the way it's chopped.
Exactly. You have to.
You got to fill in the gaps.
You got to keep it flowing. Yeah.
Do you got a release date yet for the new project?
I don't.
No.
But I know it's going to be like end of the summer.
Okay.
It will be this year.
Okay.
because everything is already done. Like I'm kind of just going through the mastering stage right now. And then I'm doing placements too. So like exactly where I want to play certain songs so that, they match with the BPMs and everything. So everything's just not off.
The video you're doing, actually right now, the video that you're doing, when do you plan on dropping that?
Probably the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right around the corner.
Yeah, I move fast, huh?
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
But I move strategically too. That's most important. It's good to move fast, but you don't want to move blind. You know what I mean? Everything gotta be strategic. Like I want things to be accomplished. Like we gotta attack it. Like it's gotta be on point.
Yeah.
It has to.
Never
man.
have a second chance to make a first impression.
That part.
Ever.
Yeah. That part.
I learned that many years ago.
Yeah.
So if I do it, it's gonna be right.
It has to be right.
Oh, I ain't gonna do it.
Exactly.
At all.
Yeah.
For nothing in the world. Who are some of the artists you've worked with so far? That's in the game.
In the game,
that
man,
you would say is in the game.
Shout out to my uncle B the Jit.
Okay. Oh yeah.
That's Unc right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Bay Area. Me and Gang, we got a lot of unreleased stuff too.
Okay.
Saying, who else, man? Me and Scheme. Shout out to Inglewood. Me and Scheme got some stuff. Man, I work with so many artists, man. Like I got a brain fart right now. Like I works. I'm saying, who else do I got, man? Who else? I'm trying to think. Me and Jim Jones working on some stuff right now.
Oh, that's good.
Capo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Vamp Life. Shout out my boy Jay Worthy too. You know what I'm saying? I really can't even. I got so much music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a rain check on that.
Yeah.
I got a brain fart right now. Yeah.
I mean, you named a few though, so
Yeah.
that's definitely good. You
Right.
did name a few. One thing I like to always ask artists, man, and out of all your music that you have,
Correct.
if I said play your best record right now, which one would it be? I like to make them think.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
It's called Never Heard Of.
Never heard of. That's your, out of all your records you have, that's your number one.
That and Right Now, which actually my boy KL, it's actually originally KL's song, you know what I mean? But we put it as both of our songs.
Well, I'm talking about your record. One of your records. Yo, right now, I'm like, you can't listen to nothing but this record for the next 2 weeks every day.
Oh, never
one
heard of.
record.
Never heard of. Right off the bat.
Never. Okay.
Never heard of.
That's the one.
Never. It's Turned Up.
Okay. What's that about?
It's just basically, you know what I'm saying, just like, hey, nothing is stopping me. No matter how much I feel like I'm not getting enough exposure, I'm not getting enough credit for what I'm doing. I'm never gonna humble myself, you know what I'm saying, in that way to water myself down. You know what I mean? I am going to continue to be hard and still believe that I am that man. I am that dog. You feel me?
Yes.
Like I'm still gonna move like the top dog.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
Why would you move anything other than that?
Right, because this is the thing. People and that song is basically like, it breaks down to people be scared of your motivation. People be scared of your talent. You know what I'm saying? People be scared, like, a lot of people like to push their fears on you, right? Like to push their fears on you, and they want you to cop out because they don't have what it takes mentally to go as far in doing the things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? To get to where you need to be.
They run out of gas.
They run out of gas. But it's not even only that. It's just projection. They like to project their fears on other people, you know what I'm saying? And just because, like what we said before, some people are just weak-minded. I don't necessarily call it weak. You just don't have the confidence in yourself.
Well, I look at it too, not to cut you off, but
for sure,
a lot of it, I really I don't look at it a lot of times them being scared. Sometimes I look at it as competition. Because sometimes like people are secretly in competition with you.
I like that.
And when you come with ideas and things like that, they'll be like, no, I don't think that's going to work. Because they be mad that they didn't think of that first. So they're going to crush your dream on that thought. So hoping you don't go through with it, then that's one less chance of you getting even further than them. Because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Just some choose not to use it wisely.
That part.
Some do. Some choose to use it wisely. Man, you could, I've said this several times, man, you could be rich today and go broke tomorrow. and become rich again.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing you'll never gain is that time you put in to something. And over the years, man, I've put a lot of time into the wrong people, you know, and it took to current, you know, things now that, you know, what I'm doing with the music and just with everything, I'm making sure all my time count, because all that time, the last 15 years of managing artists and doing other things with artists, I can't get that time back. The money that was spent, I don't worry about that. But that time that was spent, like, it's gone. So, I mean, I value time. That's like a key thing you want to do, loved one. Every minute got to count for something. Every day you wake up have to count for something. You got to find something that's going to have you productive, you know, that's going to help you keep continuously, you know, progressing, moving forward towards your goals with tunnel vision. Because you'll be surprised, man. The closest people to you will be the ones that try to stand in your way, especially if they feel like they're not going to have the same pockets as you. I learned that over the years.
And you know what? I've to go back on what you just said, I've dealt with that within the last few months, which is crazy. You said that, you know, I actually came across a certain situation. I'm not gonna say his name or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not even ashamed of nobody. I mean, but out of respect, but bruh, for somebody to come up to you, bruh, and knowing where you going in life and knowing that they like still in the beginning stage and they older than you already, bruh, and it's like, who are you to tell me what to do, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you under me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't like to look at anybody as under me, but it's like, bro, don't come up to me and talk about, you better hurry up and drop your take because I'm going to pass you up. I'm like, you say some stuff like that, bro, I got to watch you forever now. I got to watch you forever because now I know that you're in competition with me. I look at you like a brother.
Do you think it was a real competition or a friendly competition?
That wasn't
Are y'all
friendly.
Are y'all close?
Not so much, no.
Even though sometimes hate come in jokes nowadays.
Exactly. Oh, of course, because a lot of people are too coward to like really express how they feel. I don't care. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
Point blank.
Let it be known.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be known. I've
Yeah.
seen many people in public that I don't deal with that reach their hand out for me to shake it, and I look at it.
Yeah,
you know,
like it should be because you know it's because you
I can't
know
fake it.
It's
I don't
phony,
want that
man.
false energy,
Right.
You know, rubbing on my skin. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, nah, I don't like that. That makes me nervous, man. I can't have people like that around me. You know, we got families to look after for, man.
But all of you could stop you, though. Nobody could stop you.
Exactly.
You know, point blank.
And that's on us to not feed into that. Because, you know, a lot of us are really good at, like, getting into our own brain, you know. And we sit there and just dwell on things. And then, you know, we start downward spiral thinking. And I was a victim of that. You know, I let that get to me so much, man, until I just had to just break the ice, man. I'm like, you know what, man, this is not me. Like, who are these people that tell me what I'm capable of doing? They're not even me. I'm me. I know what I'm capable of doing.
And as long as you know, then,
Yeah.
you know, what anybody think or say shouldn't affect you.
Right.
You know?
Right, because it'd be the same people every single weekend spilling their drinks at the club and buying money on bottles. Bro, you know how much money that accumulates over time? But all that money couldn't be invested into your own career. Besides trying to pretend like you what you want to be like.
Well, one thing
Know what
for
I mean?
sure, I do say, never tell a person where to spend their money at.
Well, that part. But that's why
You know what I mean?
I keep
get
those
it.
opinions of myself.
Yeah, I get it. But you good to voice your opinion. But
Of
where a
course.
person spend theirs at is you learn from mistakes you see.
Correct.
And don't
Respectfully,
know follow those mistakes.
Right,
Like, okay, if
right.
a person choose to spend $1,000 on an outfit but not putting no money towards marketing promotion, because that's the key thing.
Yeah.
Everybody spend money on studio time.
Correct.
They spend money on mixing, mastering,
Correct.
everything. And then they put the music in the system, whatever distributor it is.
Yeah.
But the music just sits there. How are people going to know it's there if there's no marketing, there's no promotion
Exactly.
to allow it? Because sometimes people think like, well, I'm going to just put this out and, put it on my social media. Yeah, that first day it's going to have a lot of interactions. But the next day there's going to be people that's so naive that's going to say, well, I seen that yesterday. I don't need to click on it again.
Well,
That's just people.
Well, yeah, true. But you know what? That right there, that standpoint basically boils down to research and doing your own research. Like everything you got to educate yourself on. Any type of position or occupation that you jump in, you have to do your research on it in order to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just hop into something and expect for it to blow overnight. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are like that. They think it's like it's gonna be an overnight success. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's hard. It's hard, and that's what anything, not just only rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just really gotta go in and just cutthroat. Like you just gotta go in, man, full fledged. I say this, man. You know what I mean? Like I went a whole year, fully tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't step out. I didn't do no drinking. I didn't do no clubbing. I barely hung out with the homies. I was in the studio every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then like I actually carried like a side job too, so I was doing that while taking care of my kids, and like that really boosted me 3 years ahead of where I should have been. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, this really works. This formula really. I found my formula.
Okay.
I know what I need to do. But it's just like it's got to be an on and off switch because you got to make time for everybody too also as well. You have a life also as well. Like you got to tend to like separate your music life, your business life with your personal life. So you got to try to find a balance, man. It's hard sometimes, but
yeah, but you will.
Yeah.
How long do you push a record?
It depends.
Or do you have
on
a
how much I like it.
time frame on it?
I really don't have a time frame on it. I kind of just go with what the crowd likes.
Okay.
I kind of let the masses choose that.
Okay. Because you never know, what I mean? You could put a record out today and it might not take off 7 years from now. What? Nelly, Country Grammar.
Correct.
He pushed that record for 7 years.
Wow.
And
Really?
look at him now. Yeah. Look at him now.
I didn't even know that. 7
Look
years?
at him now. It's 7 years.
Man, my boy AV, I remember when he dropped that Run Me My Money.
Yeah.
It didn't really blow up till like 2-3 years later.
Yeah.
Because he had another video to it.
But he kept pushing.
He kept pushing. I respect
he
him,
kept
man,
it
to
in their
that day
face.
for that. Yeah.
AV doing his thing.
I respect
you know what I mean?
That's bruh.
He doing his thing, man, and he doing his thing independently too, and he's staying on it. I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
He doing his thing. But Country Grammar, and look at him now.
Wow.
So you never know. Like sometime, timing is everything too when it comes to music.
Correct.
Because you could put a record out and maybe it's not the time for that record. See, like when
It might not be
he
relevant.
first put that record out, it wasn't time.
Correct.
But here it is 7 years later, it was like, okay, this the record that the world need, and everybody gravitated to it, and
Correct.
history was made.
Correct.
So just got to keep pounding them records, because whatever record gets you on, everything else is going to follow behind. They're going to go checking and looking for everything else you have, and that's what's going to bring interaction to all of these other records.
Right.
Definitely it's going to do that. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Like I have an album, man, that came out in 1999, called Wonder Why. They still buying it overseas as CDs. This album came out years ago. So, but and it's about making music that will live forever.
Right.
That's the key thing. Like we in 2023. That came out in '99. Shout out to Big Jess and Droop. Executive Entertainment, because that was the label that I was working with at the time with that project.
Right.
And right now to this day, man, they still own it overseas. So.
Well, you know what they say, man. Good music doesn't have an expiration date.
No, unless you say the date in it.
Smart man.
That's why I stay away from that. That's why I stay away from that.
Straight up.
You don't have to mention the date.
Yeah.
That's the only way they'll know.
Right.
That's the only way they'll know.
So that's basically voluntarily. Like you don't have to mention the date if you don't.
No, you don't have to.
Oh, word.
You volunteer to do that. You know?
Like in the credits one?
Well, actually, in the physical song.
Okay.
In the physical song, some people will say the date.
So like Cash Money for the 99 gonna stay in the 99 now because
man, it's gonna stay in the 99.
Yeah.
They represent in the 99, but look, they still messing with it.
They still
Wonder why it came out in the 99.
Right.
That
part.
Yeah. But that's the only way they'll know the date. As far because I got a record called I Believe that came out in 2010, and I sent it to my nephew Dre Hill the other day, and he was listening to it, and I did a remix to it that came out in 2019 with Voodoo Nation LLC. My bro the Native had put this album out. OGs Are Forever. When I dropped that project with about 19 songs,
Correct.
but I found the original. I believe that I did for my adopted mom's Miss Price, and I sent it to my nephew, and I was like, "Listen to this. Tell me what you think about it." He was like, "Man, that's hard. That record hard." I said, "When you think I made that?" He was like, "Man, like I don't know what, a couple years ago." I said that record came out 2010, and then I sent him the email from 2010, and I sent a screenshot like, "Look," and the same thing he said was like, "Wow, like you can't tell."
Yeah,
the music that live forever, loved one. You know,
you know what? And somebody put me up on game with that. You know what I'm saying, was actually like, you know, my baby mama. Like I remember she was the first one that told me that. She was like, she told me before, because I was like, "Damn, you think this song is too old?" She was like, "Man, music doesn't have it. Good music doesn't have an expiration date."
It doesn't.
And like I actually learned that from her. You know what I'm saying? I'll give her credit for that. And it's like it's always stuck with me ever since. You know what I mean? I'm sitting like, bruh, that was some facts though. So this is why there be a lot of records that I just sit on and I'll wait for when it's a time to be relevant. Because not every single thing that you dropped over the years is going to be relevant for that time, just like you said. You know what I mean? Timing is everything.
Timing is everything,
and
for real.
And sometimes that's why I think, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of artists, they just stack up on content and just leave stuff in a vote because they just pull the rabbit out the hat when that sound is back in.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know? It's a platinum hit.
Mm-hmm.
Or go diamond. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I had a record, let me see, a record called, what was it? Never. I had a record called Never that I put out, song and video.
Yeah.
And what year did I put that out? Maybe 2000 and maybe 15, 16, somewhere. Yeah. And it was cool, but it wasn't the right time for it.
Right.
And then 4 years later, then everybody was loving, you know, Never.
Yeah.
They was on it, you know. I'm like, okay. So sometime it's like fishing.
Yeah.
You know, this music game is like going fishing, man. You go out there, you put your bait on your line, and you throw it in the water, and you know, to see what you catch.
Right.
You know, sometime you may catch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hit.
Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes you may not catch nothing. You know, you ain't got the right bait to reel them in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at music too. But sometimes you have to just throw your line out there and see what happens.
You know, but with all that comes with a great support system too.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean to just stir off topic or anything, but man, I'm gonna tell you the support system that I do have now in my life is amazing. Amazing. Like I done turned like a whole 180 in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is most confident I've been within myself lately. You know, and just to know that like all the real people are still around me, like, you know what I mean? I got you, we 8 years strong.
Yeah.
You know, that's rare. And I mean, you know, to still have them connections strong and tight like that, you know, because we live in a world full of opportunists.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and like a lot of people don't like to put their money where their mouth is, you know, and it's disappointing, man. You know, like I know what you feel like when you get let down, when people don't be about their word and anything, bro. And I'm saying, like, it just starts getting discouraging, bro. You know?
Well, what I've learned is once I realize a person is not about business, then I don't deal with them on business.
Right.
It's more of a associate thing. Just somebody, oh, what up with you? You know, a regular little conversation.
Right.
You know, because when it's business happens like that.
Like that. Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
You spontaneously. You okay, this is I get it. They understand business.
Right.
Not everybody understand business, and I had to learn that. You know, I used to be like, oh, okay, a person word. I come from the days when we grew up, I mean, like, your word had to mean something, because if your word didn't mean nothing, then that was your representation of who you are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Straight out. You know, so I kind of go off that. Yeah. You know, that's how I look at it, man. Everybody not gonna do business with you,
right?
You know, and I don't expect everybody to. The ones that are the ones that's not, like, it's cool.
You know, you got
no love loss.
Yeah, but then you got a lot of people that come around because they want to learn you to burn you too.
Oh yeah, but I don't allow that. If you allow that,
right.
You know what I mean. You got to have that instincts to know, like, what's the point?
Right.
You know what I mean. People around you have to mean something, or what's the point of them being around you?
That part.
You know, the suck up game and run over there with it,
right?
You know, run over here with it and use it against you.
Yeah.
Learn from you, then use it against you,
right?
And not give you the credit of where they got it from.
This is why right now in my life is me, my girl, my kids, and my solid support system, I'm happy.
Yes.
And I'm doing better than ever.
Yes, that's good.
Shout out to my lady too, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
For real.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good. Stay on it, man. Stay focused, stay grinding, stay moving forward, and stay making it make sense. You know, that's the key thing. You have to. Everything you do, man, it got to be a purpose and a reason behind it. Yeah. You know, even with music you make or business ties or whatever it is. You know, like I said, man, everybody around you got to mean something, got to stand for something.
Correct.
Or what's the point of, you know, just having them around you?
Right.
You know, and that's how I move now. Like anytime you see me, most of the time I'm by myself, or if you see me with somebody, then I ain't got to think twice.
Think twice, yeah, solid.
It's solid. I ain't got to guess, think twice. None of that. No questions.
Right.
Simple. Right. It's that simple. That's just how I move now. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got to.
Oh, yeah. For real. So,
let me ask you a couple questions, huh?
Man, do your thing.
What you got coming up next?
Oh, man.
Let me turn this into my show for like 5 minutes. Let me get a shot.
My thing, what I got going is definitely like I kind of stopped doing music. You know, focus. You know, my son Lil Side, my nephew Dre Hill, my little bro IMB Izzy, with the music, but mental health, man, really became something very important to me. I've always expressed mental health through my music, you know, over the years, and people loved it. But I learned that people love what I do now more than they love my music. They love my music. It's amazing. It's powerful. It has a message. But this is me in a physical form where they can actually see me visually.
Correct.
You know, giving this advice. My music was a message. But now, you know what I mean? My mission statement is mental health.
Correct.
Knowledge, empowering people, encouraging people, motivating people, uplifting people. Yeah. This is what I stand on, what I live by. Correct. And when I give advice, it's definitely going to be some advice that I live by, you know, or I'm not going to speak on it, you know. And now it's like I've signed up for this. This is my calling. And I can't turn back, you know. I average about 20, 25 phone calls a day from different people, you know, that's going through it, experiencing things in life, you know, whether they like lost their job or mental health, definitely. Yeah. Lost their job or going through it mentally or are ready to leave, ready to exit, and feel like suicide is the way. Yeah. And I'm just glad, you know, I'm the person that's in a position that's I'm representing to be the face of never give up, you know, even though, I gave up before, but God didn't allow me to leave here. So that stands for something, because there's been a lot of people that actually attempted suicide. And you know, my condolences to all of them, but it actually happened. You know, just recently, a little 11-year-old girl, man, in New Jersey committed suicide, loved one. And a month prior to her committing suicide, she was emailing the school trying to get them to start like a trauma club, you know, for people that's being bullied. And I guess the school overlooked it. They just didn't pay attention. This little girl was being bullied, 11 years old. She haven't even had a chance to experience a full life. And they tortured her by bullying her, and she committed suicide. 11 years old. The youngest I ever seen was 7 years old. Like, people don't get it. Like, there's a problem. There's really a problem that get kicked under the rug. Suicide does not discriminate. They don't care what color your skin is. You know, suicide is not a racist. Suicide gets any and everybody it can. Because the thing is, it's like, well, who do I talk to? Who can I trust when I say I feel like killing myself? People go through this. This is what go through their minds. And I'm glad my message is really getting out there to the world, to where they're looking and they're saying, you know what? He get it. He understand. I got people that hit me up and be like, man, I was going through it today, man. I was really down. I went and watched one of your interviews, and it uplifted me. It made me feel better. So this is something, man, I love doing. I'm gonna continue to do this. And the day that come when it's time for me to leave here, I'm definitely gonna be remembered on a good note.
Of course.
You know,
Of course.
definitely, and that's what I'm living for, man. And to be, an amazing father, to my daughters, to my kids. Well, 3 of my kids are grown, but to my daughter, she's 14. My daughter Anaya, my grandkids, looking to be an amazing, grandfather, man. Like really, really, stand on that,
And I applaud
and
you
that's
for
what's important.
I applaud you for that. I really do, because it takes a real strong mind and dedicated mind. And the thing, this is what makes you a man. You put your family first. You thought about your family first.
Straight out.
And that's what got me through it too.
And I ain't always been like that.
Yeah.
So when you said I know about how I used to be in the streets more when I should have been with my family, but I was so dedicated to the streets. How my life, was.
Yeah.
It was like that's all I knew. I was never taught to be a father.
Yeah.
That's something I never learned.
Yeah.
You have to learn. These are things that you learn by making mistakes.
Straight up.
In fatherhood. And as you get older and as you continuously have kids, it's still a learning experience. You still got a lot to learn. That things that I was never taught. Where I had a father in my life to teach me the fatherly things, the fatherly ways. So these are things I had to learn from many, many mistakes that I made in life. Now it's like, and I tell my son, with my granddaughter, Miliana, and my grandson, D3, like whatever, however you feel I wasn't doing the time for you, I promise to make it up through them, and I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to live by that. Yeah. It's very important, man, because one thing I do know, kids don't ask to be here. No matter what, they don't ask to be here, and every day is a learning experience still. Every day you still learning, just like you're going to continuously learn, fatherhood. You're going to continuously, you're going to make mistakes. That's just life. Yeah. Don't beat yourself up about it, but be in your kids' life, build memory with them. You know what I mean? Because they definitely don't ask to be here.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man, to really see, man, like all the young people around the world, man, just people in general, from young to old, that is going through it or just having thoughts of suicide, because of what they're going through. Because it's like as soon as something happened in our life, like whether you lose your job or you lose your home or whatever, pandemic put people in panic mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when something happened, the person lose their job or the bank take their home.
Correct.
People go into panic mode. And when you go into panic mode, it's like everything just blocks out. Everything is silent.
Yeah.
Only thing you can hear is the thoughts in your head, that's telling you negative things.
It's like a million things run through your head at one time.
All at once.
And,
you know what I mean?
You're confused. So, like, the only thing that you can think of opting out of that is just
straight want to leave here.
Yeah,
like your record, Suffer in Silence.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a moment. But I'm trying to show, don't panic. Mm-hmm. No matter the situation, no matter how rough, how tough it is, because if you had a job, you can get another one. If you had a home, you can get another one. Whatever it is in life that happened in your life that this crash lands on you, this unexpectedly, you can pull your way out of it. But you have to be thinking right. You have to be surrounding yourself around the people, the right surrounding. To, because some people, you'll tell them like, man, this just happened. They like, oh, man, you lost your house. Oh, man, you dumb, man. What, you wasn't paying your bills? That's not what a person want to hear. That's
kicking somebody down.
Now but that's what people do when you fall. They kick dirt in your face
because they get a kick out of that.
Yeah,
because they want to feel like they above you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I have dirt kicked in my face many a times for many a years. but it's cool because I still came out on top of everything.
Look where you at
and
now,
a lot of them people that kick dirt in my face, loved one, done reached out many times for a job. So, you know, no matter what, man, but one thing I can say, there's nothing in this world that could go on in your life to ever make you want to take your life. For nothing in the world. Yeah. If straight out. Where you at in life, where people at in life, you didn't come that far for nothing.
Yeah.
And in these schools, man, it's like we got to get some type of programs in these schools for our young people. Because when you got young people want to commit suicide from being bullied, you know, we got an issue, you know, and they don't really talk about it too much. They don't really put it out there. They don't speak on it until it happens. Then it's views for news, you know, news for views, you know, type thing. But let's save a life, you know, before a person take their life. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it, loved one, and that's what I'm standing on, man.
And I
love it.
I respect that.
I love it.
Respect it. That's motivation to me. That's motivation to me because, like, that's letting me know that I'm not alone.
No, definitely.
I saw somebody else overcome that. I know definitely I can do that, you know. And I'm on a journey right now, you know. And this is why, like, I've been so consistent lately because that's kind of been my fuel. That's been my ammo to kind of get over this. It's just stay working, stay consistent. And I've been introverted for like almost 2 years. Like I enjoy being by myself. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy being by myself.
You here for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you say, you almost died in the hospital.
I did die in the hospital.
What you flatlined in the hospital, just like me with my attempt. I flatlined, but right. I mean, sitting here for a reason.
Correct.
So take that reason and inspire others.
Yeah.
To show them they can get through anything, but they have to want to. And they really have to be doing what they're supposed to be doing, loved one, to reach that peak in their life, to reach that point in their life, to make in order to make your life get better, man, you got to be doing things to help and assist your life with getting better. I say it all the time, man. Life is like, you know, putting a nail in the wall, man. You know, you keep hitting it with that hammer. You keep hitting it with that hammer, man. Eventually, that nail is going to go in that wall, man. Yeah. You keep pounding and keep pounding and keep pounding. Eventually, your life is going to improve. Your life is going to get better. But the key thing is keeping it better.
Sustaining it.
Yeah. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
That's the key thing, loved one. Once you reach that peak, then it's like, okay, well, what do I do to stay here?
Right.
Because every day there's room for improvement. Feel me?
And you know what what I've been noticing, in order for me to sustain, I gotta realize what is subtracting from me. I mean, like, what are my downfalls? Like, who do I need to keep around me? All right, if I'm not growing from this, if I'm not gaining, if I'm not learning from this, why is it around me? You know what I'm saying? That's like trying to plant a dead tree. You know what I'm saying? That you know ain't coming back. For real. So it's like, you know, that's something I kind of learned over the years. And it's been working for me, man. You know, and it's being around positive people like you.
Stay on it, man. Stay focused.
That part.
Definitely. This was amazing, man. Let the people know where they can find you online.
Yeah, of course, man. Instagram at Mooky _NWMG. Facebook, Mooky NWMG. Spotify, Mooky. Apple, iTunes, Mooky. Man, I mean, just Google me, Mooky. MOOKY. Everything gonna pop up. I got a real long resume, y'all. Shout out to Empire.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Man, this is OG Cuicide in the building. June 25th, Let It Out Loved One live show. Make sure y'all tap in and get your tickets. Link in my bio on Instagram. OGSuicideInTheBuilding.com. Get your OG Cuicide in the Building t-shirts. Let It Out Loved One t-shirts coming soon. They're available now. Hit me up. Get yours. Peace.